Okay, I think 5 members completed their introduction. Adit, you have not completed the installation, correct?
Yes, sir, I have not completed.
Okay, you don't want to complete?
I'll complete it, sir, when the laptop gets tripled.
When laptop will come? Okay, right. Tell me, what is master database?
Master database means it's a primary database. So
Okay.
original data it will be stored in master database.
All the user defined databases information will be stored in the master database.
Control all the
Yes, it can control all the user defined databases. Next.
user information.
Next, if we provide a access to any user, okay, that user information also will be available in the master database. Suppose these are the databases which are created by us. So we call it as user defined databases, correct? These databases are created by the developers. So we can say that these are user defined databases. Suppose if we want to delete this database, what to do? We will have to go to this database and we will have to write a query. What is the query we supposed to write? Drop database name. Okay, so in the master database only your user defined database information is stored. That is the reason you should connect to the master database like this. Okay, and you have to fire a query. So what is the query we supposed to write? Drop database name. Okay, clear? Clear or not clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Right. So, okay, even for example, I want to drop the database. I want to generate a query. Okay. See, when I click on script database as, okay, I can see create, drop to, drop and create. So let me try drop to, okay. So I will click on this option. You please observe it, okay. Which database it is using? Which database it is connected? See on the top, use master. It means that, okay, your test1 database information is available in the master database. That's why first we are trying to connect to the master database and then we are trying to execute this query so that test1 database will be deleted permanently from the SQL server. Clear? Clear or not clear? I did not, okay, write this query. So I just took a right click on the existing user defined database and I went to this scripted database as drop to new query editor. Right, sir? So do not delete the database or do not drop the database in the real time. So before you delete the database or drop the database, you should ask the permission from your lead or from your manager. Okay. Or before you delete the database, you will have to take a backup. Okay, that is the standard. Okay, so in your local system, you can delete it, no issues, because you are not going to store any client data, correct? You have created the database for your personal purpose, you can delete it. Okay, after that, you can recreate the same. Okay, but in real time, when you join in an office, you are not supposed to delete the database without giving the information to your lead or higher authority. Clear, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Right. So now you are clear about the master database. Now model database. So can anyone tell me please what is the use of model database?
It gives.
It is a template.
It is a template. Okay, how we can use this model database? Any idea? Okay. If we have some objects in the database called model, okay, let me check if we have any tables or views or procedures available. Okay, I am going to check model database first. So I am expanding this tables folder. How many tables are available right now dim underscore calendar, and another table is students. So these tables are available. So if we create a new database, like this, okay, the existing objects from the model database will be copied automatically. Clear or not clear? Hello? Let
Okay, can
me,
you just explain again?
okay, let me, I request everyone, please stop your video. Someone is enable the video, I don't know. Ashwin, can you please stop your video? Hello, Ashwin. Okay.
Sir, I couldn't. I did not.
Okay,
But,
right. So
stop.
we have some tables here. Okay, these two tables. Okay, I will create a new database and I will see. Okay, really these two tables are automatically copying or not into the new database. Okay, let me just create a new database. Okay, here on the databases, I'm taking right click on new database. It will ask to enter the name for new database. Okay, so I will explain, okay, how to create a new database and what are the files will be created, what is the functionality of each file. Okay, so let me check first the functionality of model database. Okay, so I am going to give the new database name is a sample. Just check, do we have already the same database? No, right? We did not have any database called sample. So we can proceed. So database name or object name should be unique. Okay. So we are trying to, it's already available. It is saying sample
Yes.
MDF because, okay, let's give some other name. Okay. Can you tell me some test 5? Okay. We did not have test 5, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me click. Okay, so test 5 database is created when today, correct? So in this model database already this
Yes.
dim calendar and student table is available, correct? Before creating this test 5 database. Now we will check test 5 database, those tables are copied or not. So automatically those tables are copied, correct?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so now you tell me if any table you think that it is common for all the databases, better you create that table. Going forward in the new database, that objects will be copied, correct? So we don't need to create those objects individually in the database. Yes or no? If you think that some objects like tables, okay, are common, which we are going to use in all the databases, better you create those tables in the model database. So those tables will be copied into the new database. Clear or not clear? Next, your question is, if we delete the table from the model database, okay, that table will be deleted in the user-defined database. No, if you try to delete this table now, that table will still exist in the test 5 database. See, in the test 5 database, we have a same tables, dim calendar, students. Now, if I go and delete this, any one of the table, let me drop. I am going to drop the students table. I'm not dropping the database. I am dropping the table. Okay. What we did, sir? What do you mean by drop? What do you mean by drop? We are deleting. Okay. Right. So now we will refresh the model database. Can you see now? Student table is available. Adit?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. So we will check our test 5 database, which we created. Okay. We can refresh this one. Okay. Is it deleted, that student table? No, right? Okay. If I create again new database, the name called test 6, how many tables will be copied?
One table.
Only one table. Because in model database, we have only one table, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Anyone has any questions on understanding the model database?
Sir, yes. If I don't want the table in one particular new database, I
Hmm.
mean, for example, I have created 10 new databases. So I
Correct.
just want the common table in 8 and I don't want it in another 2.
I got your question. Okay. So, but the thing is, we will not have any control, okay, to select only the specific tables while creating the new database from the model. Okay, na?
Okay, okay.
We will not have any control while creating the new database to select specific tables from the model database. So by the default, we get all the tables. In case if you don't want some tables after creating the new database, so what you have to do is you need to expand this and you need to right click drop. Okay, na?
Okay, sir, clear.
Okay, thank you. Good doubt. Okay, right. Next, we need to discuss about the MSDB database. Okay, so MSDB database is used to store the system applications. Okay, system application. What kind of system applications can be stored in the MSDB database? Okay, I have discussed during the demo class. Okay, we create a SSIS packages for the ETL requirements. You remember or you forget? Tell me. In the data warehousing, I told you that we will be having the 3 phases, correct? Yes or
Yes.
no, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Data analysis. Next, third phase,
Report.
reporting. So for this ETL, okay, which is the technology that we are going to use from the Microsoft?
SSIS.
Say yes.
SSIS or ADF, correct?
ADF.
Right. So using SSIS, we will create a SSIS packages. Using SSIS, we will create a packages to build ETL process. So the extension of the SSIS package is okay .dtsx. So name can be something, for example, some name. So these are the SSIS packages, okay, we will have to deploy into the servers. These are the SSIS packages we will need to deploy into the server. So when you deploy these packages, okay, into the server, we use database called MSDB database. Getting or not getting, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Next, when we create any SQL Server agent jobs, see here the last, there is a SQL Server agent. Okay, what is the purpose? For example, I have designed some process. I have designed some application. Okay, suppose we have a file. Okay, from this file, we need to load the data into the table. Getting or not getting?
Yes,
We
sir.
have a text file. So from the text file, we will need to load the data into the table. So for this, we will design a SSIS package. Okay, na, sir? So the extension of the package is .dtsx. So what is our requirement? This DTSX package, if I execute, then data will be extracted from this file and the data will be loaded into the table. So we can't, okay, manually every day we will execute, correct? Hello?
Yes.
We can't execute this SSIS package on daily basis manually. So we will need to automate this process. So in SQL Server, to automate anything, we will have to use SQL Server agent. Okay. So inside the SQL Server agent, we will create a jobs. Those jobs we will have to schedule it. So based on the time you have given, automatically your process will be executed. So when you are creating the jobs, see, these are the jobs currently available. Okay, so for some different requirements, we have created these jobs. So when you create a job here, so that jobs information will be tracked, okay, by this database. Which database?
MSDB database.
MSDB. Okay, so jobs information, steps information, execution information, history information, everything will be automatically stored in the MSDB database. That is the reason I have told you yesterday. Okay, we should not delete any system databases. Okay, clear or not clear? Hello. Suppose
Yes.
let me, okay, see, please count how many jobs are available. 1, 2, 3, like that. Can you please count it? I will show you in which table these jobs information are available.
21.
Okay, how many?
21.
21. So let me expand this MSDB database and we'll check. Okay, see here tables, system tables. Okay, so system tables will be created by the SQL server. System is nothing but a SQL server. Okay, see there is a table called sysjobs. Okay, if I go and fetch the data from the sysjobs table, I will get to know what are the jobs are available in the SQL Server agent. I am going to fetch the data from the sysjobs table. Okay, I know I did not explain the select command all. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, we are going to learn. So we are just understanding the functionality. Please see. How many, sir? Hello.
21.
21.
20. Okay, so these are the job names, correct? So this query is returning how many records?
20.
21. You can see my bottom right screen,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
bottom right corner. Can you see 21 rows, correct? So we have already verified in the SQL Server agent level. So there are 21 SQL Server agent jobs are available, correct? That's why this table is having the 21 records. Clear? Hello.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
I expanded and I showed you. Okay, suppose if I delete any job from here, automatically from this table, that row will be deleted. Clear? If I delete any job, automatically that job information also will be deleted from this table. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Right, next, one more database called TempDB. Okay, you only tell me. I don't know actually what is TempDB. So by seeing the name, you have to tell.
Temporary table.
Temporary file.
So TempDB. Revati,
Temporary database.
Temporary database.
temporary database. Why do we use it?
So yesterday I don't listen in this class.
You did not attend yesterday class.
No, sir.
Then why you are attending today? Girish,
It is, if we created any temp table in this section, it stores the table data in this database.
okay. If we create any
Table in this
Temporary.
present section,
Hmm.
and that table data will be presented at the temp DB.
Okay, if we want to store the data temporarily, if we want to store, okay, hold on. If you want to store the data temporarily, okay, we use a TempDB database. Okay, right. So temporarily, okay, so till we disconnect the server, till we close the session, okay, data will be available. Once you disconnect and again, if you reopen, you will not see that data. Okay, so TempDB database is used to store the data temporarily. How can we store the data temporarily? If we create any table name beginning with hash or double hash, so automatically SQL Server will recognize those tables as temporary tables. Okay, so these temporary tables will be stored automatically in the TempDB database. Okay, so these temporary tables will be available till you disconnect or till you close the session. So once you close and if you reopen the SQL Server, do you think temporary tables will be available here?
No.
No. Okay, it will be dropped. Okay, clear or not clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have covered all the predefined or system defined databases. Okay, clear or not clear?
Clear.
Okay, I will share the material, don't worry about it. Okay, so now you have come some understanding what is master, what is model, what is MSDB, what is TempDB. Okay, right.
Yeah, Sarath, will you please explain MSDB once again?
MSDB database is used to store the system applications like SQL Server agent jobs, okay, SQL Server integration services packages, and etc. Okay, when we deploy SSIS packages, we use MSDB database to store the SSIS packages. When we create any jobs to automate the process, okay, the jobs also automatically stored in the MSDB database. Clear or not clear?
Clear, clear. Okay.
Okay, so which table we supposed to use to see this jobs information?
SSIS server maintenance.
Sysjob.
Sysjobs.
Job.
You are not concentrating on the class. Okay, right. So we completed the system databases. Okay, next we will see first what is the database, how to create the database, what are the files will be created in the backend, and we will understand what is the each file. Okay, let me explain first. So we are new for the SQL Server. Okay. Okay, right. So can anyone tell me what is database? Ashwin? Ashwin?
Store the
Monica? Monica?
Yes, sir. It's basically
Storage
stores
of
the data in a
files.
structured form.
Okay. So database is used to organize the data
In a
in the
structured
form of
manner.
tables.
Tables and rows.
Correct. So database is used to organize the data as per the business requirement by creating the different type of objects, right? So how to create a new database in SQL Server. Okay, so it is simple. Just you need to take a right click on new database, and you have to enter the name for the database. So once you entered the name and click OK, automatically two files will be created for your database in the specified location. Okay, in the specified location. So let me write down the names. Okay, for any database, okay, these are the files will be created. One is .mdf, one is .ldf. Okay, so before dot, okay, whatever the name you have given for your database, okay, for example, I am going to give test6. Okay, so test6.mdf. Okay, next test6 underscore log.ldf. Okay, so these are the files will be created for any new database. So MDF stands for metadata file, LDF stands for log data file. Okay, so what is the MDF file contains? If we are creating the database objects, if we create any database objects, okay, that database objects along with the data information available in this MDF file. Okay, for example, we would like to store the students' information. We would like to create a student table and we would like to store students' information. So consider that student table and data. Clear? So this information physically available in the MDF file. Clear or not clear? Next, what is the LDF file contains? Suppose if we are performing any transactions against the objects in the database, about that transaction, log information will be stored in the LDF file. Okay, suppose we have a student table and we have stored the student information. I want to delete some students. I want to delete some student. So it is a transaction, or I want to insert new students data. Okay, that is also one transaction. Next, or I want to modify the existing student. Suppose one student, okay, saying that I want to modify my email ID or I want to modify phone number. So that is also one transaction. So when you perform any transaction in the database, about that transaction, log information will be stored in the LDF file. What is LDF stands for?
Log data file.
Log data file. So this contains log information about the transactions. Okay, MDF stands for metadata file. This contains all the database objects along with the data. Okay, so objects means it can be a table, it can be a view, it can be a procedure, it can be a trigger, it can be index, anything. So those are the database objects. So data, okay, so for example, student is the table. So this table information will be available physically in the MDF database. After that, you will be storing the data. So that data also will be physically stored in the MDF file. Clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we are clear theoretically about the database. So let's start creating the new database. So where this MDF file and the LDF file will be created. Okay. So while creating the new database, you will get to know the path where the files will be created. So this is the default path. So why this path only came? Why can't we change the path? Yes, you can change the path if you want. Okay. So now I am entering the name for the new database. Let's test 6. Test 6. Okay. For the test 6 database in this location, okay, MDF file and LDF file will be created. Let me just go to the location before creating the new database. If I am going fast, please let me know. I will go slow.
Sir, find a black screen and the address.
Okay, na sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the default path. I went there. Okay, can you just check test6.mdf file is available? We will sort. Okay, so we have a testfire underscore log testfire.mdf, but we did not have a test6, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we can go ahead and we can create it. Okay, so I have entered the name. So I am going with the default path. Okay, so why this path came? Because during the installation, it took this path. Okay, no, sir. If you want to create your database in your own location, for example, I don't want to create a MDF file and LDF file in C drive. I want to have the MDF file and LDF file in D drive. Then you please remove this default path and you provide your own path. Clear, sir? Okay, first we will create a new database. Okay, so database is created. and I am going to this location physically, I can see that there are two files regarding your test6 database. One file is a MDF file and another file extension with LDF file.
LDF file.
Clear or not clear? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir, it's
let's
clear.
try to, okay, let me close this. Okay, test6 database is created newly. So how do I delete or how do I drop this database? You can simply take right click, click on delete, or through query if you want, you can just take right click script database as drop to new query editor. So when you are executing this query, database will be deleted from the SQL Server. We will refresh here. So can you see now test6 database? Let me expand. Can you see test6 database?
No, it's not
No,
there.
sir.
So you have deleted the test6 database. For that, you have executed this query. So now we will verify the folder. Okay. Here, can you see any test6.mdf test6 underscore log
No.
LDF?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir,
When
it's
you
not
are
there.
dropping or deleting, okay, the existing MDF file and LDF files also will be deleted automatically. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. So test6 database is created just now and we didn't store the data. That's why, okay, we didn't think about the concerns. Okay, we have deleted it. If we have a data, then what to do? If we have a data or if we have stored the some important data in the test6 database, do you delete directly?
Maybe we should
No, you
do
have to
that.
take the
No.
back.
No, it will take the
We-
backup and I
Yes.
have to take the delete.
Correct. We will have to create a backup first
Backup.
and
Yes.
make sure that backup file is created. After that, you come and delete the database. Okay. Clear or not clear? Right. So now you understand how to create a new database. Okay. So we will create again new database by pointing the files to some custom location. Clear? We don't want to store the MDF and LDF file in the default path like a C drive. We wanted to store the MDF and LDF file in our customized path. First, let's ready with the customized path. Okay, so I am going to the D drive. Okay, I have created a files, all folders already, subfolders. Let me check. Okay, see, there is a folder called DB files. Okay, can you see? You can also create some subfolder in D drive. Okay, I'm going there. Okay, I created a subfolders again inside the DB files. So one folder is a data file, one folder is log file. So I am copying this path because I will have to provide while creating the okay. While creating the new database, for the MDF file, I will provide this path. For LDF file, I will provide this path. Clear, sir? I don't want to consider the default path. Okay, right. Click on new database. I am entering the same name, test6. Okay, so we should remove this path. The first one is MDF. Okay, primary, it is MDF. Okay, done. Okay, click OK. So database is created. Okay, so test6 is created. Now we will verify C drive, correct? Verify C drive or D drive?
D.
D drive.
D drive, sir.
D
Right, right. So in D drive log file folder, please observe it test6 underscore log dot LDF file is available or not.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, available,
It's
sir.
You just do sorting in the folder. Okay, it will come into the top. You can find. Okay, now similarly, we will verify the data files. Okay, so it is there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anyone has any questions on creating the new database in SQL Server? So why did we create a new database? Tell me, sir, why did we create a new database? Because we want to store the data. That's why, or we wanted to do some practice, correct?
Yes,
For
sir.
your practice, you must have the database, correct? That is the reason, okay, we created a new database. Okay. Clear or not clear?
Please.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
for after
Mm.
creating the new database, you can also check it. Okay, see, I am going to the database properties. Okay, see, there is an option called file groups, not files, sorry, files. Okay, we can see the location of the database physically. Okay, for the existing database. See, in this location, files got created. Okay, so for example, this one, I don't know in which location files are created. Simply you take right click, properties, and you have to click on files. Okay, you can see that. Okay, regarding that sales to database, okay, files are created in a default path, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you don't want to change, okay, by the default, files will be created in the default path. If you want to change, you can change it in that path, it will be created. Clear?
Yes.
So
Yes.
far, what are the things we learned? We learned what are the system database and what is the functionality of each system database. And then we learn how to create a new database. When we create any new database, what are the files will be created internally, correct? And what is the file contains. Okay, clear, sir? Hello.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Now we are going to learn how to take the backup and how to restore the backup file again. Okay, so let's learn how to create a backup for the existing database and how to restore. Right. Okay. Okay, we will see the sales database first. This is the existing database. So we will check, okay, what is the information available. So we are going to expand tables. Okay, there are so many tables in the sales database, correct? Hello.
Yes.
So many tables. So you tell me directly you want me to delete this or you wanted me to take the backup first? Better first we create a backup and then you can delete it. Okay, na, sir?
Yes.
Right. So backup can be taken in two methods. Okay, na, sir? So let me do. First you will have to keep the MDF file. Okay, and you can detach the database. That is the one way. The problem, Ashwin.
Sound Sound
Monica, can you please go on mute? Okay, so two methods are available to take the backup. Okay, one is just keep the MDF file and detach the database so that database will be deleted. MDF file will be still available. Okay, next another method. So we will create a .bak file. We will create a .bak file. After that, we can delete the database in SQL Server. So which method we will do first? First method is we will keep the MDF file
MDF.
in the location physically, and then we will detach the database so that database will be
Back.
deleted in the SQL
Deleted.
Server, but MDF file will be available. After that, in case if you want the database back again, you can use this MDF file and restore. Second method. So we can create a backup file. After that, we can delete the database. In case if you want the database again, with the help of backup file, we can restore it. Clear, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Let's start. So before we create a backup, first we will check the location. Okay, how do we check the location? Simply take right click on the existing database. We should go to the properties.
Properties.
We will have to go to the files. See here data. Okay, na sir? In this location, MDF file and LDF files are available. Okay, sir.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
go to that path. C drive. Next, program files. C drive, program files, Microsoft SQL Server, correct? Next,
Yeah.
MS SQL 11.0 MS SQL Server. This is the right? In that folder. Next, we have a one more folder, MS SQL, and then data folder. Okay, so which files we need to check, sir?
Sales.
Sales database. Our database name is sales. Okay. Let me put the charger. Okay. Please verify sales.mdf and sales_log.mdf files are available or not. Can you see? Hello?
Yes.
Go to search.
Yes.
MDF sales.mdf file is available, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. So let's go and so we have a MDF file. So now I am going to detach the database from the SQL Server. So the moment if you click on it, just a database will be eliminated from the SQL Server, but physically MDF file will be available. Okay, na sir? Hello? So what is our goal? We will need to keep the MDF file, but we don't want this database in SQL Server. Okay, na sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me just go to the tasks and click on detach. If any connections are opened against this database, okay, we can't do this operation. Okay, see, read this cannot data the database because it's in use.
It is currently used.
Okay, we will do one thing. Here there are some options. Okay, we will drop the connections. Okay, click OK. Okay, we are able to delete the database from the SQL Server. Okay, na sir?
Okay, sir.
We don't see that sales database. Okay, but we should be able to see sales.mdf. Suppose if we could have a take right click and click on delete, then what will happen? MDF file also will be deleted, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are still safe because MDF file is available physically, correct? Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
now I want that database again. Okay. So let me go and try. So
Log
here,
file will also delete, sir.
sorry.
When you detach the software, log file will also delete or it will be available.
I did not get you. Can you repeat?
Log file is deleted
or not?
MDF ఫైల్ ఒక్కటే కాదు లాగ్ ఫైల్ కూడా డిటాచ్ చేస్తే లాగ్ ఫైల్ డిలీట్ అవుతుందా అన్నాడు.
అవదు ఉంటుందంతే. Okay. We are going to restore the database again with the help of MDF file. Okay. Because MDF file is enough. Okay. We don't worry about the log. Okay. So what is our main thing? We should have a data. So log information we don't care. Okay. So because about the transaction only log information, correct? Hello.
Yes.
So primary focus on MDF file. So MDF file only contains the
Data.
objects and data. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So now with the help of MDF file, we are going to restore. So you have to use this attach option. Okay. So click on this attach. There is a option. It is asking the MDF file. Okay. So you have to click on add. You need to go to that location. Maximize. See, default it went to that path only. So which file you want me to select?
సేల్స్
So sales.mdf. Click OK. Okay, na sir. Please see the path. See, it is creating the sales_0.ldf. Okay, na sir. Hello.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Click OK. Okay. So please refresh it after that. Can you see now sales database is back or not?
ఎస్
It is restored, right? Successfully.
Yes.
Okay. We have completed the first method. So to take the backup, we have two options. One is keeping the MDF file and deleting the existing database. Okay. Next, second method is we will need to first create a backup file. After that, you can delete the database. Clear or not clear?
ఎస్
Okay. How to create a backup file? So we will have to see. Right click, tasks. So please help me to find an option for
Backup.
backup.
ఫిఫ్త్
So,
ఆప్షన్.
okay, when you click on this option, you will need to browse the location where you want to save the backup file for your database. Okay. So default, it is trying to create in that path. Okay. So let's go to that folder. So in this location, already backup file is available. You can delete and you can recreate it if you want. We did not have a sales.bak file, correct?
Yes, sir.
We did not have a sales.bak file. Okay, so let's create it. Okay, with the default. Okay, click OK. See, backup of database sales completed successfully. Done, sir. So we have created it. So we will go to the folder. See, when it is created. Today only, right? Date you can see 11th October 2023 at 8:41. Okay. Suppose I want to create this backup file in my custom location. So let's say D drive, TB files. So there is a folder called backup file. In this location, I want to create a backup file. Let me delete this. Okay. So how to do now? Right click again. Tasks. Click on
Backup. Backup.
So So we don't want to create backup file in this location. Remove. Next, click on add.
And
Add,
Browse the location. So it should be D drive.
select, D drive.
DB files folder.
పాత్ ని డైరెక్ట్ గా కాపీ పేస్ట్ చేయలేమా?
Okay. So okay. In this location, you can enter the name for your backup file. So what is the name, sir?
sales.
Sales.
Dot extension also you have to provide.
Okay.
Sales.bak. You should
BAK.
provide first. You should browse the location. Click OK. So please check. Okay. Click OK. So it should come here. Okay, na sir? Click OK. So in the custom location, we created a backup file, correct?
Backup file.
So sales.bak file, it is created just now. Okay, na sir?
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So now we have the backup file. We can go ahead and we can delete the database. If you use a delete option, what will happen?
It will delete from C drive, the main database.
MDF file and log files
MDF
also
and-
will be deleted, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let it be deleted. Okay. So now we should try to restore the database with the help of backup
The
file.
backup from
Correct?
the D drive.
Right. So let me try now. Okay. This time we should not use attach option. We will have to
Restore.
use restore files
Restore.
and file groups. Okay. So click on it. So here you should enter the name sales.
Sales dot.
Okay. So the backup file is available in a device. Okay. So you have to browse your backup file. Add. So in the D drive, we have a backup file, correct?
Yes. DB files backup.
So this is the file.
Sales
Click
dot
OK.
BAK.
Click OK. So you have to select the checkbox here, restore. Okay, click OK. So database sales restored successfully. Please refresh it. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes. Sir.
Okay. So we have completed two options. Okay, na
So
sir?
BAK file contains both MDF and LDF, right?
No, that is different. That's different. Okay. BAK file contains just data and metadata. Okay.
Okay.
It will not contain MDF and LDF. Okay.
Okay.
That is different. Okay. So anyone has any questions? We have completed the introduction part, sir. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to start the actual class. Okay, na sir?
Okay.
So we have finished this part today, right? Hello.
Yes.
So we understand what are the system databases. We understand the functionality of each system database. Also, we understand how to create a new database and what are the files will be created internally and each file functionality we know. Next, after that, we know how to take the backup and restore, correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, done. Okay, so you please complete these things. Okay, tomorrow onwards we will start the class.
Comments.
Okay, right. So get ready with the new database by tomorrow. Okay, so please don't tell me that I still did not install. I don't have a laptop. I went to somewhere. Please don't tell these bullshit reasons. Okay, so get ready with the new database. Okay, installation and new database creation you have to finish from your end. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you all. Okay,
So one
so
doubt.
wait. If anyone need a software link, please talk to Lokesh. Okay, I already pinged his number.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
యా సరే. సో ఇప్పుడు బ్యాకప్ తీసుకోవాలన్నా, రీస్టోర్ చేయాలన్నా మనకి మ్యాండేటరీ ఫైల్ నేమ్ గుర్తుండాలి. పాతది చూసుకోవాలి. బై మిస్టేక్ అన్నోయింగ్లీ డిలీట్ అయిపోతే సో మనకది రిమెంబర్ ఉండదు గదా! లైక్
ఉండదమ్మా.
అప్పుడు ఎలా సార్? అప్పుడు
రేపు చెప్తా డౌట్స్ అన్ని.
Sure, sir.
ఓకేనా? వేరే బ్యాచ్ ఉంది 8:45కి. రేపు
Done.
కంపల్సరీగా అన్ని క్లారిఫై చేస్తా. ఓకేనా?
డన్ సార్.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all, sir. We will meet tomorrow. I told
Thank
you
you,
already
sir.
every day class link will be changed. Okay, so we will put the session link. Okay, 1 hour before or by tonight we will get it. Okay. So for
Sure,
the
sir.
recording sessions, please talk with Ravi. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.